what's going on with ICE. Why aren't they using lethal force? Look at this right here, and you tell me why they aren't using lethal force against these protesters.
More on all those stories ahead, but first, another disturbing attack on ICE officers. A mob assaulting 4 agents in San Francisco, even threatening their families. Christina Coleman is live in Los Angeles with more on this. Christina.
John, dozens of protesters rallied outside of San Francisco's federal court building waiting for the release of a person who DHS identified as Adrian Guerrero, a U.S. citizen who federal officials say assaulted ICE officers and threatened law enforcement by saying, quote, "I'm going to go after your family and I'm going to stab you." Guerrero, who identifies as a woman and goes by the name Angie, was charged with assault and destruction of federal property after allegedly slashing the tire of a government vehicle. DHS says it happened on Wednesday when a group of about 15 to 20 violent anti-ICE rioters in San Francisco assaulted, grabbed, punched, and pepper sprayed ICE agents who were conducting targeted immigration enforcement in San Francisco, in that city. DHS says they surrounded and assaulted 4 federal agents. DHS says, quote, while standing at arm's length from an officer, Guerrero made repeated threats stating, quote, "I'm going to F you up. I'm going to go after your family and I'm going to stab you." DHS says Guerrero was also in possession of a black knife and patterned headscarf during this incident. Guerrero was later granted bail and surrounded by supporters after being released and had this to say about the situation.
I'm good, despite the brutality and repression that the federal government is placing on this city, my city, the city I was born in.
The attack on law enforcement in San Francisco is yet another example of violence against immigration agents. DHS says ICE law enforcement are now facing a 1,000% increase in assaults against them as they risk their lives to arrest the worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens. Despite all the violence, immigration officials continue to carry out their operations in various cities nationwide.
We're making Los Angeles and California a safer place. We're going to continue to do that, and they can take that one to the bank and cash it.
And as for that attack on ICE agents in San Francisco last week and those allegedly involved, Guerrero now faces a maximum penalty of 1 year in prison and a fine of up to $100,000.
That's right. Slicing tires, swinging a knife. I'm sorry. Regardless of the state, you are a federal agent. That's why they have lethal force. That man should have been around flower bringing, slow singing, and the preacher. And he looking up in the church. That's what he should have been. And then they would have been able to tell him he died from stupidity. No, that ain't a protest. That's attempted murder. And just because you in a Democrat city, Democrat-ran city, Democrat mayor, don't mean you have to sit there and be attacked like that. This is when the federal government need to step in and say, you charge him with arresting your governor and your mayor. Talk to you later.